Live from Studio 342B, it's Every Day Tonight. Tonight, Stephen welcomes special guest Jamieson Ogle. Musical guest Abbey Hendrix. And as always, your host, Stephen Nothum. I want to thank everybody for watching Every Day Tonight, a show by everyday people for everyday people. I was kind of bummed this week because another celebrity started filming a TV show from home. Probably heard about it. John Krasinski started Some Good News, which is great, you know, because it's he's talking about good news from regular people that they send to him on Twitter. Why does John Krasinski get to decide what good news is worth sharing and what good news is not worth sharing? Because he's a celebrity? I don't stand for that. Not one bit. Plus, John Krasinski's daughters made the logo, okay? Our logo was designed by a professional, me. And it looks very sleek, very nice. Not some thing drawn by kids. I mean, that's child labor. That's what that is. It's child labor. And John Krasinski has to live with that. He has to live with that. Yeah, and a lot of people are watching his shows because he can get high-profile people to interview, like Steve Carell. Yeah, maybe we can't get those people, but we got something they don't. I don't know what it is, but stick around, you'll find out what it is. Last Tuesday and this Tuesday, hashtag Great American Takeout was trending, encouraging people to go to their local food establishments, purchase takeout. This was seen as something that was super philanthropic, a way to support local communities, and people were praising it. And I was flabbergasted. I have been doing this for years, and I was not praised. In fact, my wife was not happy with the fact that I was supporting a local eatery here in the Springfield, Eugene area, Chicken Bones, with my real friend from work, Tony, fairly often. I was doing that more than once a week and on Tuesday, and before they had to start a hashtag to have me do it. So basically, I've been being a philanthropist for years and not even knowing. I knew that I felt really good when I was eating that food, and I wasn't sure why, but now I know. It was because I was being charitable. And I will continue to do that and support local restaurants. But I don't need to be shepherded along by a hashtag to do that. If you do not have a local restaurant to support, might I suggest Stephen's Hot Pocket Emporium. Yes, Stephen's Hot Pocket Emporium is a local restaurant started recently by local resident Stephen Nothum. They serve Hot Pockets, and they're just like Hot Pockets. Now, in other news, Max, our tech guy, did absolutely nothing this week to help with the show. Unsurprising. But we do want to let you know that here at Everyday Tonight, we take extra care to keep our employees safe during this dangerous pandemic, which is why Maxwell decided to take extra precautions to protect himself against the novel coronavirus. There he is. Gonna be very safe as he goes out and buys our groceries for us. We also have him go out, get fresh produce, chop firewood, and, you know, just normal stuff that kids do. We got a great show tonight. We have Jamieson Ogle, financial guru and consultant, and just all around amazing, incredible person. And musical guest Abbey Hendrix is here, and she will be performing. Plus, we got another shot to win a cash prize for our viewers, so stick around. It took about a week of being stuck at home with my family before symptoms started to kick in. I felt tired all the time. I had no motivation to work. I had a sort of headache and like a medium sore throat, like just kind of sore-ish. My wife noticed first. She noticed that I didn't have motivation to help with diaper changes, dishes, cleaning, anything at all, really. My name is Dave, and I am living with COVDAD-19. COVDAD-19 is a rare strain of the novel coronavirus that only occurs in dads. Sadly, most dads go undiagnosed, risking spreading it through other members of their family. As soon as I knew I had it, and I knew, I didn't do any testing. I was positive that I had it, and I didn't want to deprive other people in need of the opportunity to be tested because they're so scarce. But as soon as I knew, I understood why I had felt so horrible and been so stressed for this entire past week at home. I immediately self-isolated, and I had time to just rest, to work on projects at home, and work. My job just took up a lot of time. If you think you have COVDAD-19, isolate yourself from your family and loved ones, especially your smaller children. It's going to be very hard to be isolated and alone, but it's worth it. We want to welcome to Everyday Tonight today's guest, Jamieson Ogle. Welcome, Jamieson.
Howdy, I'm happy to be here.
That's good. Now, Jamieson is one of my best friends from growing up, and I met Jamieson, I want to say, the summer before 8th grade, I think is when we met. And before I give Jamieson a chance to answer some questions, I was always particularly drawn to Jamieson as a friend because he's got a personality that I think draws people to him because he's positive. He made you feel like you could be yourself. And Jamieson was always a person, even when I was younger, I could tell he was a person who had priorities, had drive. And I liked to think that I had those too. And I could definitely feel that from Jamieson, and it definitely made me want to hang around him more. Jamieson, I'd like to ask you, so when we met, I was going to Franklin County R2 school, kindergarten through 8th grade. My whole entire class size was like 29 kids. You lived in the Washington School District, different district, and then you lived in a town that was even further away. You're like, of our friend group from high school, we were the two farthest away people, I think. And yet we've spent a lot of time together even before either of us could drive.
Yeah.
So it took extra planning and extra time commitment to hang out. So why did you hang out with me?
Great question to start off with. I'm a pretty introspective person, so I've thought about this kind of stuff a lot. And I think one of the big reasons that I liked hanging out with you, and the reasons that I did, obviously you're enjoyable to hang around with, but I don't know, there's some sort of adventure there, right? When you go, it takes a long time to get somewhere, and then when you're there, it seems more special, and it is more special because of that, right? It's proof to yourself that you're doing something that you can't just walk outside and you're there, kind of a thing. There's adventure there, right? You get to experience someone's own space that's different from your own,
So nothing to do with me, strictly the adventure. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, pretty much. I hate to
I
break it to
redact
you.
those nice things I said about you. I also only hung out with you because it was an adventure. What title? I don't want to call you something that you're not. I know that you run your own business, but I don't want to name it as far as like what you would classify yourself as. But how would you classify your business and then yourself, your title?
So I'll start off with the title because I think it's fun. Since I run my own business, I get to make things up and do it however I want to do it. So my business is called Plant Financial Services, and my title in the business is Head Green Thumb.
Nice.
Nice, right? So the idea behind Plant and this whole business is helping business owners grow their own businesses in different ways. So one of the big developments, let's call it, in recent months, started to develop a reporting system so business owners can see across all their social media accounts and their website and things like that, how many people are coming to the site, where they're coming from, and how people are finding them on search, and how their posts are doing on social media, and all of those wonderful things. So I find that when people have the information, they can make better decisions. And a lot of times people, they kind of have invested money and time into assets, and they haven't committed to making them really produce for them. And I think a very early step in that is understanding, hey, what is it actually doing? You know, are we getting people to view these posts? Are we getting our reactions, our engagements that we want? What is that worth to us? You know, how can we find out, you know, let's say Tuesdays at 2 p.m. are the best time to post for our business and our Facebook page or whatever. If you're not posting every Tuesday at 2 p.m., then you're letting yourself down, you're letting your business down, those kinds of things. So kind of have an obligation to get the most out of your time and effort and to get the best return for your business.
If you were going to give one tip to middle class to lower middle class families right now who are considering how to grow financially during this crisis, be something simple, something actionable, and it might not be a result-based thing so much as a thought process, like go through this, but what would you recommend kind of right now?
I would say that for the majority of people, the most important thing right now is to pay attention to your mental state and understand that this is unprecedented in our lives. So don't get too caught up in worry about what the future holds, because you can only do what you can do. So make sure that you're getting plenty of sleep, that you're finding happiness in the ways that you can, and not getting too caught up in the terrible things that are happening in the world.
Yeah.
You know, read some good books, listen to some good things, make yourself feel happy every day, because at the end of the day, you know, we will get through this and we'll be a different society after that. But sticking it out and understanding that you can only do what you can do, and not beating yourself up for things that are out of your control. If you lose your job, probably not your fault. You know, there's a lot of things that are changing. So I think mental state and kind of being optimistic and saying, like, I can only do what I can do, and that's what I'm going to do. I think that's the best way to weather this storm, at least.
Keeping that perspective and finding, if you can't make money, there are other ways to grow. There are other ways to expand your wealth. Not all wealth is monetary. Most wealth actually isn't, right? I mean, there's great mental wealth that comes from just being able to navigate your own emotions and feelings and desires in a way that brings you happiness, time with family, time with loved ones, wealth that comes from learning and reading. Like you said, wealth isn't all money. And while a lot of us might be hurting in the money wealth category, we have enormous amounts of time that we can use now potentially to gain other types of wealth. So I think that's a good point and a good perspective. Well, Jamieson, I always love chatting with you. You're one of my friends that I can have these longer conversations with. Always be somebody that I admire and look up to. And I wish you the best with Plant Financial. And I know that you primarily right now are working with businesses. That's your primary customer base. So I just want to say, if there are any people watching who have businesses or connect to people in that own their own businesses, that Jamieson is a great resource and tool. And what's the best way for people to reach out to you if they are interested in kind of consulting you and just getting an idea of how you can help them in their business?
Yeah, I have a website. It's plant.financial. So it's a little bit different now. There's no .com. It's a .financial instead.
Okay.
And you can email me directly, hello@plant.financial. I'll get that and we'll talk, and no obligations up front. We'll just figure out what's the best way to work together.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Thank you for being on, Jamieson.
Thank you, Stephen.
And we'll see you around. Good luck with getting things ready for the wedding.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You too. We've got Abbey Hendrix here tonight performing her song Enough from her album You Sir. Here's Abbey.
By my side, it took me so long to find words that stay in my soul. The stars have aligned, I am liquefied, and devotion to you cannot be denied. Restless to the core to testify that you are enough, that this could be the love. Meet me at my door. Fall back in to the shadows we were before. Countless the stars have aligned, I am liquefied, and devotion to you cannot be denied. Restless to the core to test my pride. Am I enough for a first and last love?
Thank you guys for watching tonight's episode. If you would like to be entered for a chance to win $20, all you need to do is subscribe to my channel and comment on this video in the comment section. And once I get to 500 subscribers, I'll pick a winner. See you next week.